if you're looking as a Gardiner or a Patton Conference team to challenge for the big trophy for the league, you have to dominate your own conference and to an extent dominate the other one, don't you, Stephen?
Yeah, you do. But I think there's a certain game that every team will look at that they lost and go, that was probably 2 winnable points that we've missed out on there. And you can't rule on it, though. There's no point in the guys sitting in the dressing room all week going, well, that's 4 points we've dropped. The season's over. It's two games into the actual season. We need to just get the positivity out and try and, the team, get the positivity out, look at what went wrong at the weekend and just try and push on and right the wrongs of this weekend in the 2 games we've got. It's okay as fans to dwell on it, I think, but the players can't. They're professionals. They've been doing this for a long time, so they'll know what they need to do and try and get back on track.
Yep. Al Murray, same old clan, always driving a cart with 3 wheels. I'm off to the Fife game in a few weeks. Hope it's better. I don't know about cart with 3. It is like a cart with 3 wheels, I suppose, when you're maybe running a line down, I suppose, but I don't know if that's fair to say it's the same old clan. I don't know if they've been guilty. They've never really been guilty of that before, so I don't know if I agree with that. Andy Stevenson, brace yourself. Paying the price for not having a full roster. It'll take another 3 or 4 weeks for everyone to gel. Bit of a shambolic summer. Totally in agreement with Andy there. No, I don't know if the shambolic summer as much as we said earlier on. It's been a while appointing the coach, which didn't give us a head start, but I'm sure there was players there he could have signed if he wanted them. So, if you're buying into we're waiting for better players to drop down the tree, then, I still think, to be fair to the fans, who've paid their season ticket money up front, a lot of them, you should really have a team to be ready for the start of the league campaign at least. I wouldn't have been too bothered about the Scottish Cup, but it would have been nice to have a full roster heading into the first league games, Jennifer.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but obviously, as the rumour goes, there have been names and signings that haven't happened. So I don't think it's the club isn't trying.
Oh no, I don't think any of us are suggesting for him in the club aren't trying.
Yeah,
I don't think
it just seems to be our luck.
See the thing with Tripp saying that he's waiting on the right guys. I don't think that's. I know you keep saying line. I know what you mean. I know you don't mean it's a lie. This is what they're being forced to say. Mm-hmm. I think going by Tripp's interviews, he's quite an honest guy, and I just think that is the way he wants to build his team. I think he doesn't want to. Oh, there's Lee Baldwin available. We need a D-man. We might as well get him just so we've got an extra body. I honestly think that he's been honest when he says he's waiting for the right guys to come in. So,
I'm not questioning him.
I was just saying in general, just in case people, just because you kept saying they're using the line, just in,
the party line, yeah. Well, the coach could quite easily just not say anything and dump it on the door of Gareth, couldn't he? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends who we get though. So if we get player X who's played 600 AHL games coming in, then I think people will be happy with the way, well, maybe not happy, but at least you can see, we've got this player who in July there was no chance in a million years we would have ever gotten him. But if then we get Lee Baldwin again, I know I feel sorry for him, they're burying him here. But if we end up it's October, so here's Lee Baldwin back, I think people were going to be a bit annoyed to say the least, so we just need to wait and see how it pans out.
Sorry, Stephen, on you go.
Sorry. No, it's alright, I was just jabbering.
I was going to say, it doesn't, as Jennifer rightly pointed out, it doesn't have to be a big name. It's just somebody maybe with a bit of pedigree, as you say. You just don't. But then, we talked about Harry Quast. Look at Mike Hammond when he came in. Mike, nobody expected anything out of him, and he ended up scoring goals for fun. Maybe you don't have to wait. So, that's the other side of the coin. You're digging out a gem in Mike Hammond. And you're obviously, you would keep saying again, Lee Baldwin, and you can put together a team without waiting on guys who've had 100 NHL games dropping down the tree. I don't know. It's, you know, at the end of the day, this is John Tripp's job that's on the line. So he has to manage it the way he sees fit. And as a Braehead Clan fan, I'm fully behind it. But it doesn't mean that we, as a podcast, as fans, can't get on this. We talk about it at the rink. We're talking about it now on the podcast. People listen to it. It'll generate conversation. And we'll end up talking to people at the rink as well when, you know, they've heard us talking about it in the podcast. I just feel sometimes the club can be really hypersensitive to criticism. We're not really criticising, we're just talking about the situation. You know, the bottom line, as I said, is it's John Tripp's job. It's John Tripp's job to get a team on the ice, with Gareth's help, of course. But if this is John Tripp's way of building the team, he carries the can. If we end up missing the playoffs and finishing bottom, I can't imagine he'll be back next year. So this is his way. This is his decision, and I fully support. I like John Tripp. I'm fully behind him. I think he's, as you say, he's an honest guy. So, you know, as I say, Jennifer, it's his job, it's his decision. But it doesn't mean the fans can't talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I was just saying that we should, I don't know, clarify. The problem is you're saying Mike Hammond. For every Mike Hammond, we've had a Harry Quast, a Darren McKesney,
Matt Hansen.
You know,
Matt Hansen, yeah.
You know. So I'm not saying Mike Hammond wasn't a good player for us, you know, because obviously he was, but it's a risky game if you're doing that, isn't it? You're going to if you're trying to unearth a gem. And don't get me wrong, there's players that we've signed that have came in, not so many that have came over completely unknown to the bigger leagues in Europe and in the world. But you know, like very few people. I think we touched on that a while ago. Very few people knew who Matt Keith was when he signed. You know, and look how he ended up for us. So. It's just, as you said, it's John Tripp's job. He needs to get this right, and I'm glad that he's been given maybe not the monetary resources as such, but the freedom to go about it the way he wants. Because there's been a lot of chat over the years about, you know, coaches, their jobs being interfered with, so to speak. You know, they've been told who to sign, what to do, blah blah blah. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I think the one thing we can say this year is that. I don't think Tripp's been forced into anything so far that he didn't want to do, so that's positive.
Yep. Alistair Thorne, we're weeks behind everyone else. We'll be doing well to be up to scratch by Halloween. We've kind of said that could be a possibility, so Alistair's, you know, he's right. Andy Stevenson again, the length of time it took us to appoint a coach was the start of it. Was always going to be a bit of a catch-up after that. He's probably right as well. Carly York tweeted in early days, but I expected us to pick up at least something this weekend. Hopefully Patilny will be a catalyst to drive us on. Much work to do. I think that we're all hoping, you know, Patilny, without going on about pedigree, and we've been talking about it for the last 40 minutes, certainly looks like he could be our first-line centre. I think one of the just quickly looking at the team, you're thinking we don't really have, probably Peacock's the only other natural centre that we've kind of got, so... You know, I don't know. It's maybe putting a lot on his shoulders in the first weekend he's here. But, you know, just with that extra body coming in, Jennifer, do you think it can make that much difference? We've got Nottingham away, Edinburgh away as well on Sunday. Well,
when you've got somebody who's possibly going to begin getting in one of the top lines, everybody else down below is going to be fighting for their spot, won't they? Nobody wants to be moved down or shifted about. So if it creates a bit of competition. But one thing I will say is Peacock has been absolutely phenomenal in both games at the weekend. Absolutely impressive. And I'm just so glad that he's been kept in his natural position. I mean, obviously last season we kind of saw him out of position for a while and then saw him blossom, but he's been brilliant right from the start.
Well, that's another thing as well that you lose with being that line short, if you like. If you remember rightly, last year Barry and Matt Haywood were doing a cracking job on the kill, and that gives your other forwards a rest when they're not having to penalty kill. But they're actually having to play, you know, their full line minutes, and that's kind of impacting on how much killing they can do in special teams, and it's all having a knock-on effect, isn't it? Being so short bench, but then we've covered the short bench thing, haven't we? We're going over it again. Connor, lacklustre, not what we have been promised from a Tripp roster, needs improvement and quickly, or we will only win in the Gardener. I think, you know, the one thing that was disappointing, I think, about the weekend's games was the guys did seem really tired, and it led certainly somebody in the forum to question whether there was maybe a virus going round the team. I don't know, but they certainly didn't look like the same team that, that had been played Fife, for example. There was not as much grit. I don't know if it's a bus journey. But again, as I said earlier on as well, the team has been blowing hot and cold during the start of the season, so I don't know if it's just, Stephen, I don't know if it's just the way they are.
It could be it's too small a sample size to really get a hold on that just now, though. I think Milton Keynes is a long bus journey, isn't it? I think that might be one of the furthest away ones.
Just apart from Cardiff. It's about 30 miles shorter journey than Cardiff.
Yeah, it's a long bus journey, and I know I wouldn't want to sit in a bus for that long and then go and play a game of ice hockey, but I'm not a professional, so that's that excuse doesn't really fly either. Maybe it's just guys are acclimatising to this league. They're just finding their feet, so to speak. They might not be used to big bus journeys, especially, I know, the higher level NHL, there's no bus journeys, it's all flights. And you wouldn't expect people, imagine Sidney Crosby sitting in a Parks or Hamilton bus going for, Dundee to Cardiff. It's just never going to happen. So, but we don't have a team of superstars like that, so I don't know if it's just they're not used to it and it will take time, but hopefully it's just something that can be sorted out quickly. It's not going to be fixed overnight, especially when the whole team's not here, and even when the whole team's over here, it's still not going to take overnight, because it's just natural that it takes a team a while to gel. So, it's still early days. There's 2 games been,
there's 2 proper games, games.
I'm not hitting the panic button yet.
No,
there's still plenty of time to fix it, but we do need to try and make positive steps this weekend, and against Nottingham, that's a big ask,
Yeah, but a lot of their fans were complaining about their performances last weekend as well, so, they're there, they are there, and, I don't know. Going to David Hall, at least holding out in recruitment should guide the coach to what we need, but we're sacrificing points in the process. I think that's something we've talked about already. Richie Rich, who I believe is either a Milton Keynes or Coventry supporter, saying you need goal scorers. Netminder looks awesome, defence not too bad, but lacking in goals and leaders. Hope you guys find players to score you goals. Well, Patulni's one of those guys, certainly the D-man we've heard, if it comes to fruition, I think would be a leader on the ice. And yeah, I think, we always said we needed a sniper, we need a Scott Pitt type, and maybe that's what they're holding out for.
All I keep catching myself saying is there's a huge big Scott Pitt sized hole left in that team. I'm missing him so much. Yeah,
that's certainly. I've been used to him being there and sniping and goals, and you never know. But you don't know. Patulni might be that guy to score the goals. They might be getting somebody else in. Certainly, the one thing that I would say about the team we've got at the moment is there's goals everywhere in the team, including in the D. I think there's goals from every area of the ice, which is sometimes better being balanced, because then the team can't concentrate on shutting down the one line, like last year when we had Pitt, Hammond and Becca. That was our only line that was scoring on a regular basis. If teams could shut them down, we would struggle. So sometimes it's better the way we have just now. You've seen Doughty, you've seen Mbach scoring goals for fun. It's good to have it in all areas. So, it's a balanced team, but yeah, it'd be nice to have a Scott Pitt. Ginger Paul saying irritating and disappointing. The players we are holding out for had better be stellar and in before Hogmanay. I think a bit I'd like to think they've been by Hogmanay. There's obviously the sneaky ones on Twitter who are saying that the clan might be thinking, the upper management might be thinking, we're doing okay against Fife and all that, we should win the conference, so maybe we could get by without bringing in another 2 players. That overly cynical, Jennifer?
Oh, Ross, you are being very cynical.
Is that Andy having a wet dream, maybe? Sorry, Andy. Alistair Thorne, always going to happen. We really look like we're still in pre-season. There's no line chemistry or understanding, no intensity. I think there's intensity against Fife. There was plenty of intensity when they were not on lumps each other against Fife. I do agree with Alistair to an extent. It looked like a different team at the weekend, Jennifer.
The thing is as well, and any time we play the team for a first time as well, we've got absolutely no idea what to expect, especially when it's so early on in the season. So we don't know what kind of lines that they're rolling out, and especially when it's a brand new team such as Milton Keynes. I mean, we're only going to play them 4 times a year, so that gives, I mean, obviously Trip will see where the weaknesses were and obviously learn what we need to do next time